All right, guys. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on? Grand Rising, Grand Rising. Are we excited about this day? Are we excited about this day, guys? I have something to tell you guys, and I'm trying to get Instagram up at the same time. So y'all bear with me for 1 second. It's a Monday. It's happy Monday today. Listen, thank you. I'm loving the colors too, honey. This is actually something that I got from Malaysia's line. If you're not familiar with Malaysia, she is one of the I think it's Atlanta Housewives. Not 100% sure, but she has a clothing line that I absolutely love. I love all of her stuff. I think I got this from Malaysia's line. I hope that's the one I did. I'm sorry if it was somebody else's, but I believe I got it off her line. I could be wrong. Okay, so I want to get Instagram on here, and I have to tell y'all something, okay? Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready? Are you ready? Because this is going to be good. Okay. This is going to be good. You guys are going to need this morning. So what I did was I'm getting everybody on here. So Empire Builders, Notary to Notary, everybody should be on the same channel right now. And so I was going to just go into Empire Builders and do the live from there. But then, okay, hold on. I messed this up. Thank you guys. But then I said, no, I'm going to include everybody in this because I want everybody to be included in this situation that's going to happen this morning. And so hold on 2 seconds, guys. Be a little patient with me. 10 seconds and you'll have my undivided attention. I'm just trying to get Instagram on here. Okay. Are you living the American nightmare? Okay. And so did you guys see the thumbnail that I put up on the, hold on. Okay. Y'all don't want to miss this. Hold on. This is going to be good. This, my friend, is going to be good. Okay. Done. Okay. Here we go. Ta-da. All right. So I put on the thumbnail for this live. Are you living the American nightmare? Okay. And so initially the thumbnail was going to be, are you living the American dream or are you living the American nightmare? And so this came to me yesterday when I was just working through some content that we were going to push out this week. And I was sitting in my house and I'm always like blown away by the success that I've been able to attain. And then just the quality of life that I have. And so I was sitting back and I just started thinking about, my friends, my family, people that I interact with, you guys. And I just started thinking about people as a whole about life and like the quality of life in America. So I'm just talking about America right now. Okay. And so it came to me that either you are living the American dream or you are living the American nightmare. Okay. And so that was my tagline that I came up with. And I wanted to I'm going to change the Canva a little bit to the post to make it say both of those things, but I want to talk about that. But before I talk about that, I want you guys to interact with me today. Normally I say it's okay, y'all, just listen while I talk. You don't have to do anything, just stand by and listen. But today I need you guys to actually communicate with me in the chat. Okay. And there's a reason why I'm asking you to do this. Okay. Humans by nature tend to follow. Okay. That's what we do. We follow each other, me included. We follow each other. We look to others for information. We look to others for advice. We tend to move in groups. Okay. We tend to move by popular opinion. Okay. For example, everybody decided, you know what? We're not wearing clothes anymore. Guess what? Over time, everybody's going to start wearing clothes, right? Because we tend to follow whatever the general public does. Okay. One example, I remember just growing up, my dad would give me as an example. We lived in New York, and some days in the wintertime, it wouldn't be cold. It would be, nice high 60 or 70s or whatnot, so nice weather, but it's still like December or January, and it's like a random, nice day. However, okay, hold on one quick second, guys. Let me turn this off. Don't go anywhere. Unmute, unmute. And I'm going to put this on Do Not Disturb. Otherwise, my phone's going to go off like a crazy person. Because I really want you guys to get this information. Okay, so it would be like the summertime and the winter time, but it'll be a nice day outside. And people would still be outside with their winter coats. Okay, they would still be outside with their winter coats. And my dad, one day, we had like a little light sweater or whatever. And my dad would say, he pointed them out and he would say, "Do you see everyone still in their winter coats?" And I was like, "Yeah." He said, "That's because they're following. Like I forgot what he said, but he was like, they're not thinking for themselves. In their mind, it's winter. So I still have to wear a coat because it's December or because it's January, because it's what everybody does. It's the winter time. We wear coats." And so he said they're not even real, like they're so stuck in what you're supposed to do that they don't realize it's 70 degrees outside. Put on a light jacket or a light sweater because they're so programmed that it's wintertime, we wear coats. And so I never forgot that. I had to be in middle school when he told that to me one day. But it comes into my point now in that the things that we're doing that we do because everybody does. Okay. And so before we jump into are you living the American dream or the American nightmare, I want you guys to answer a few questions for me. And it's going to help, I feel, everybody realize we're doing kind of the same thing and see where you are. Okay. So right now, and I know like Facebook and YouTube's on one, Instagram's on another, but I'll share the responses. How many of you guys have an actual job? Not for yourself, but a job that you're working. So you're actually an employee of a company. Okay. How many of you guys are actually an employee of your company and not an employee of your own company? So like I'm an employee of my own company. If you're an employee of someone else's company, I want you to say I'm an employee. Okay. Or just put an E or raise your hand so we can know. So I'm seeing yes, me. I'm seeing some me on Instagram. So it's a lot of people that are employees of a company. Okay. All right. Now, of the people who are saying, yes, I am an employee of a company, how many of you love your job? How many of you love your job? How many of you woke up this Monday morning and said, man, I'm about to go to work. This is about to be lit. We about to do all these sales goals today, or I have this big project I'm working on, or oh my gosh, today is team building day. How many of you guys are happy with your current employment? How many of you guys, I'm getting somewhere, just stick with me for a minute. How many of you guys are happy? I'm waiting for someone to say, okay, Felicia says, I like my job, but I don't love it. Someone else says, I like it, but don't love it. A lot of people are saying, no. Someone says, that's a loaded question. I just want, would you see what I haven't gotten? But I'm going to get you there in a second. Does anybody love what they do? Okay. Now, how many of you guys don't like your job? How many of you guys don't like your job? So I don't like it. I hate it. It's whatever. If I show up, I show up. I don't care. How many people don't? So Anastasia is the only person who says she loves her job. And if you don't know Anastasia, she actually works with me. And so that's super sweet. Thanks, boo. That's the only person that I've seen so far say that they love their job. So that's super awesome. But outside of that, so I like somebody said it's the devil. Okay, so I want y'all do me a favor and look at the comments. How many people are saying they hate their job? Okay. I see a lot. I don't like my job, but I'm grateful for it. So much that I like my job. I love teaching literacy to kindergartners. So I see one person says she likes her job. Okay. Some people said only for the money. It's whatever for me. I don't hate it, but I don't like it. Let's see. I'm seeing. So what are you guys? So no, I don't like it. No, I don't like it. No, I don't like it. Okay. I hate my job. Thumbs down. So one thing, and I'm going to tell you two things that I'm noticing. I really want you guys to pay attention to the comments, okay? When I said who likes their job, I think I only got 2 people that said they like their job, okay? And when I said who hates their job, flooded with I hate my job. So we could say based off of these statistics right now that the majority of people hate their jobs, right? Can we agree on that? The majority of people who who are an employee of their employer that's not their own business don't like their job. I won't say hate, it's a strong word. Okay. The majority of people don't love their jobs. They do it because it pays. I saw a lot of people say that I like the money. Okay. A lot of people are saying I like the money. And so I'm seeing that I like the money, right? But I don't like the job. So the next question I want you guys to answer is, why do you do it? Why do you work the job that you don't like? And I want you to be honest, okay? Because I'm going to help you see you're not the only one, okay? Why do you work the job that you don't like? Okay. So Anastasia, somebody said Anastasia is my girl. She's so patient. When I call the office, she answers all my millions of questions. She's super cool. Shout out to Anastasia. Okay. And right now, I can already see I'm gonna get the same answer. It pays the bills. It pays the bills. It pays the bills. It's reliable money. It's benefits. It pays the bills. It pays the bills. It pays the bills. It pays the bills. Money and benefits. Benefits are great. Let's see, constant income, consistent pay. It pays the bills. It pays the bills. It pays the bills. Like that. I really want you guys to look at the comments. I want you to know that you're not the only one that's doing this. Okay. So the majority of you guys don't like your job, but you work your job because it pays the bills and or it has good benefits. Okay, is that we can agree that that's pretty much where we are? It pays the bills and it has good benefits. Okay, and someone said that's what they said. Okay, so everybody on this live right now, on both lives, the majority of people are working a job. How many of you guys are going in this morning? How many of you guys are going in Monday morning? Okay. The majority of you guys are working a job that you don't like. Some of you hate it. You don't like it, but you continue to go because it gives you consistent money to pay your bills. Right? Did I pretty much get that? Did I get that right? Okay. Now, keep an open mind. Rock with me here. Okay. Do you feel like it's the only way that you can pay your bills? Let's think about that. I want you to work through this. Do you feel like working a job you don't like is the only way for you to pay your bills? It is the only way for you to get benefits. Here we go. We getting somewhere. Hold on, yeah, we want to have a breakthrough. Hold on. Stay with me for a second. So everybody is saying no. Everybody is saying no. Everybody is saying no. It's not the only way to pay my bills. We're getting somewhere. Okay, you ready? Do you like working jobs you don't like? Okay, so we said we're working jobs we don't like because it pays the bills. We know that it's not the only way to pay the bills. So, do you like working jobs that you don't like? I'm trying to get you guys to think through this. Why am I doing something that I don't like doing to reach a goal that I know I can get another way? But I'm choosing to do it the way that doesn't make me happy, but actually stresses me out. Why? So now let's take it a step further. Why are you choosing to do something that's stressful? Okay, that you don't like. Someone said because it's easier. Okay, I see someone says it's easier to do it that way. Okay, with no education and background, sometimes you got to take what you can get. It's depressing. Okay. Hold on. I want to get to all these comments. I see y'all on two different channels. I don't see another way. The unknown is scary to me. It's the norm. Fear of change. I just want to pay the bills. Okay. So really think this through, because some of you guys are going to work this morning. So I want to know why. Okay, I want us to think this through. No example of people who are successful entrepreneurs. It's a cycle that we're taught because you feel like you can't do better. It's the unfamiliar. It's what society says we have to do. I'm afraid to start my own. It's a sense of comfort, fear of failure. Okay, let's see. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, I'm just seeing all your comments. Okay, so you guys just listen to, these are people just like you. Okay, and they're putting out why they're choosing to make the same decision that you're choosing every day. Okay, so we're waking up, we're working jobs we don't like because it pays the bills. Okay, we know there's another way, but we don't want to go the other way because it's scary. Fear of change. What if I fail? It's the unfamiliar. What was the other ones we said? There's a lot of reasons I saw society programmed us to be this way. I don't want to hit rock bottom. I'm afraid. Okay. Quicker way to have money to take care of my family until you get to where you need to be. Okay. It's the norm, and that's where I want to stop here. Okay, it's the norm. Okay, so now everyone's out in the open. So it's a safety blanket. I like that one too. That's a common one. Okay, so now this takes me to my point. Are you living the American dream or the American nightmare? Okay, and I'm going to tell you what the two differences are, and then I'm going to tell you how we managed to fall into one of the two. Okay, so everyone knows the story of the American dream. People come to this country, they're like, oh, the American dream is you can have whatever you want. You can reach your dreams. You can have your goals. You can be a millionaire. You can start businesses. What is the American dream? Okay, put that in the chat. To you, when you hear the American dream, what do you hear? Okay, what is it supposed to be, right? The American dream, you can come to the land of the free, you can be successful, you can come here and build a whole empire, you can literally be anything you desire to be. That's the American dream, right? Can we agree on that? Freedom. Okay, the American dream. I'm trying to see what people are saying. It's freedom to be, freedom to create. Okay, somebody said I'm living the nightmare. Wait a minute, I can't. Wait a minute, we didn't get to that point yet. Okay, successful business owners, freedom. Okay, the American dream is freedom. Okay, all right. I'm just seeing all the comments. I'm kind of just seeing freedom over and over. Okay, all right. So financial freedom, freedom of time. Okay, freedom to do whatever it is you desire to do. Okay, now with that idea of what the American dream is, do you feel like you're living it? Okay. While you guys put that in the chat, I'm going to talk about the American nightmare. Okay. Because there's two systems that operate in this country that I want to focus on: the American dream, the American nightmare. Okay. What you guys all just responded to was living a nightmare. Okay. You wake up every morning and you go to a job that you don't like and some of you hate. Okay. The most heart attacks happen on Monday morning, if you didn't know. Okay, so you wake up willingly. No one's putting a gun to your head. You willingly get up every day and you get dressed and you go to a job that you don't like and some of you hate. Okay, and you work it for about 8 hours. Can we gauge that most people work for about 8 hours? Okay, so you give them half your day. You spend half your day, equivalent to almost half your life, doing something that you don't like and some of you hate. Okay, just so you can get a check that some of you say is not even enough money, but it's just enough to pay the bills. And I'm going to ask you, just so we can get into this really quick, how many of you guys make enough money that you feel like you're financially free? How many of you guys make enough money that you chilling, like you're in a comfortable place? You can do whatever you want to do, whenever you want to do it, You're at whatever that is to you. You may not want to travel all over the place. For you, it may be I want to be able to go shopping when I want. I want to be able to eat where I want. I want to be able to my kids to go to college. Whatever that comfort zone is for you. How many of you guys make enough money that you're living your financially free space, whatever that is? Okay. How many of you guys are not there? So put like I'm not there or I am there. How many of you guys are getting up, going to work a job you don't like just to make the bare minimum to pay your bills and have a little bit extra on the side? Or do you actually make enough money that you have your financial freedom? Okay. And I want you guys to read the comments. It's really, really important because if you just listen to me, you're not getting what I want you to get out of this assignment. Okay. I see some not there's, not there, not there, not there, not there. I'm comfortable because I manage my money well. We're going to talk about that, Felicia. We'll have to, but that actually in Empire Builders, I might say that for Empire Builders. We're going to talk about that. Not at all, not me, not there, not there, not there. I'm not there, not there, not there. How many of you guys have been doing this for years? How many of you guys have been doing this for years? How many of you guys did not just jump into this and, a few months in? How many of you guys have been waking up and going to a job you don't like and sometimes hate for years just to pay the bills? I'm curious. And then if you have been doing it for years, how many years? 16 years. How many? I'll put the years in there. How long have you been doing this? I want to know. 4 years. How many years have you been waking up, going to a job you don't like and sometimes hate to pay the bills? 6 years, 15 years, 18 plus years, 20 years. 20 years. It's a slow, vicious cycle. 12 years, 19 years, 20 years, 7 years, 15 years, 7 years, way too long, 24 years, over 20 years, 10 plus years, 18 years, 3 years, 27 years, 19 years, 15 years, 20 years, 3 years, 10 plus years. Okay, so you guys looking at the comments? So the majority, 6 years, 18 years. Look at the comments, okay? There are people who are doing the exact same thing you're doing. Do you know why they're doing the exact same thing? If you were to guess, like really think about why the majority of people in this country are doing the same thing. They're getting up, going to a job, 25 years. They're getting up, they're going to a job they don't like and sometimes hate just to pay the bills. When they know there's other ways to do it, but they're afraid. Why? Okay, somebody's about to quit listening to you. Why are you? No, I'm not trying to make y'all sad or mad. I'm trying to wake you up. Okay. And the reason why I'm doing it this way, and I think it's going to help you guys really see the difference once I get to the end. I'm almost there. Okay. Why are we doing this? Okay. I'm going to tell you why. Okay. Really quick. Okay. You ready? If we're outside, we're walking outside and we're like, I don't know, at a mall. And if I go into a mall with lots of people and I stand out like an outdoor mall and I stand out and I start looking at the sky and squinting and going like this and like, oh, maybe to get my phone out and start taking pictures. And let's say I get 2 or 3 of my friends to come do it with me. And we're like this and we're out there and we're taking pictures and we're looking like, oh, look at that. I guarantee you the majority of people at that mall are then going to do the same thing. They're all going to start coming over and looking up and squinting and looking and like, oh, what are we looking? They don't even know what we're looking at. They don't even know what we're looking at. Why? Because we are creatures of like we follow each other by nature. We follow each other by nature. Okay. It is the truth. Okay. It is the truth. And that's just one example. It's one example. Like, how many of you guys, if you're, well, I hope most of you guys would. How many of you guys, if you are in a grocery store and someone, starts running, they just start running out of the store. You see 2 or 3 running out of the store and they're screaming. How many of you guys are going to run too? I hope most of you guys would. Why? Because we follow each other. Okay. How many of you guys, I'm trying to give an example where you guys can see an example of why we follow each other. Okay. Yes, we follow the masses. Okay. And the majority of people in this country do this. And this is why you're doing it. I know you're looking for like some really deep answer, like, Vanessa, get into my brain. But I promise you, the only reason that you get up every day and get dressed and go to a job that you don't like and sometimes hate is because, just to pay the bills, just to pay the bills. When you know you can make money a different way to pay the bills, but you're afraid because you haven't seen it done before, is because everyone else around you is doing it. Okay? You're doing it because everybody else around you is doing it. Look at everybody in the chat. They're doing it. Your friends are doing it. Your family's doing it. Your coworkers are doing it. Your people from college are doing it. Your social media page, everybody on social media is doing it. Everybody's doing it. And then every once in a while, you see a me, or you see an Eric Thomas, or you see a Grant Cardone, or you see but we're like needles in a haystack. And we come out like, hey, look, you can do this too. And you're like, oh, look. And you see us, and you're like, oh, yeah, that's cool. I want that. And it looks nice. I would like to have that. But your programming is so deep embedded because you saw it for a second, right? You saw it for a second. But what are you seeing the rest of the day? Everybody getting up, going to a job they don't like, and sometimes hate, just to pay the bills, okay? Just to pay the bills. No, they can do something else, but they're afraid. They don't have examples of people who have done it a different way. And so that is why we're always doing the same. That's why everyone that's in this chat right now, they're saying, I'm working a job I don't like. It's because it's what everybody's doing. And so this, my friend, is the American nightmare. And I'm going to break down what the American nightmare is, okay? You are living proof that the American nightmare exists. And some of you guys have been living it for 30 plus years. That's the highest I've seen so far, 30 plus years. That's a long time to not have woken up. Hold on, y'all. I think that's a long time to not have woken up from a nightmare. Okay, can you imagine if you slept that long in a nightmare? Okay, some of y'all been doing it for 10 years. It's not like y'all were doing this for 1 year, 2 years. Let me try my hand and see if I like it. A lot of y'all, how long does it take for you to realize something don't work? I'm curious. How long do you try something to figure out something don't work? 10 years seems like a long time, to put yourself through something that doesn't work. Let me ask you something. And you'll probably start to see this in different areas of your life. But usually when you settle in one area, you settle for other areas. Okay, so you're settling right now for how you make money. Are you settling in your relationships like that? Do you settle like that with your kids? Do you settle like that? Like usually, are you settling like that with your health and your fitness? Like a lot of times how you do one thing is how you do all things. Okay, that's just something that they say. It might not be true for you. I'm just asking, I want you to start thinking this through. Okay, but 10 years is a long time to live a nightmare. You don't have to do that. Okay, and so what is the American nightmare? Okay, we know the American dream. We've heard it all the time. The American dream is time and financial freedom, freedom to do whatever I want, freedom to build whatever I want. I can do whatever I desire. And I'm pretty sure when you guys really think about what you desire, if you sat down and said, what do I really want? It's not working at Dell or Target or wherever anybody you guys work. It's not, man, I wish I could be the manager at Target. That'd be so fun. Just so I can get my $15 an hour and barely pay my bills. Yes, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. I don't think that's what you guys are dreaming about. And so what happens is there is an American dream, but most of you guys don't go for it. And somebody said they don't feel like they qualify. They don't feel like they deserve it. They feel like it's only for the select few when it's not. Okay. And so you're not living the American dream. Okay. You're living the nightmare. Okay. So I'm going to tell you what the nightmare is, and I'm going to try to wake you up and show you how to get out of the nightmare. Okay. So the American nightmare is when you wake up. This is literally, and I'm telling it to you, and I hope you guys get it. Okay. The American nightmare is waking up every day and choosing to put yourself through pain and suffering. Okay. And I'm not saying that sometimes you won't go through stressful things. Working out can be hard. Y'all exercise, you get a personal trainer. I do. And it's hard. Sometimes I'm literally, my bones do not move. I'm like, listen, guy, my arm's not moving. That's different. Okay. Some of you guys are choosing deliberately to get up every day and choose to be miserable. Okay. You're literally getting up willingly, you able-bodied person, and you are choosing to be miserable. This is a choice. You are choosing this. It's not like someone has a gun to your head. Tell me if it is, we can call the police. But if that's not the case, you are literally choosing to be miserable. Okay? You're choosing to be miserable at the sacrifice of not only your own time, but you're not even getting paid like that. A lot of y'all was saying y'all not even getting dollars. Y'all are just making enough just to pay your bills. So you're choosing to be miserable. You're not even getting paid enough to at least feel comfortable when you get home because you're stressed out. Because how many of you guys are stressed out because you got more month than bills? I mean, more month than money. Okay, so put me a money sign or put some money in there. How many of you guys have more month than money? Okay, that means that you run out of money before the month is over. How many of you guys have more month than money? Okay, do you have more month than money? And it's important that you read the comments, because a lot of times you think it's just you. It's not just you. I want to show you you're not doing this by yourself. It's a reason why the general society is doing it this way. Okay, how many of you guys have more month than money? Okay, you have more month than money. Okay, all right, you guys see that? A lot of people say they have more month than money. So you're choosing deliberately to get up and be miserable, going to a job you don't like, still not getting enough money to pay your bills. So you're stressed out. How many of you guys are stressed? Put it, if you stressed, give me a stress face or put you stressed out. Okay. How many of you guys are stressed? Let's bring it out. Are you stressed? Are you stressed? I need to know, because stress is the #1 killer, period. If you didn't know, ask somebody. When you're stressed out, literally, disease is dis-ease. Your body, it cannot function because it's stressed. When you are stressed out, there's at least research what happens to your body when you're stressed. So let's break it down. Okay, you're miserable. You're working a job that you don't like. You're willingly putting yourself through misery. You don't have enough money. It's not paying you enough. So you're stressed out. Your body's beginning to break down, because too much stress will break your body down. Okay, so let's keep going. You're stressed, work a job you don't like, don't have enough money, you're stressed out. How many of you guys have taken a trip? No. How many of you guys have not taken a trip? I want to know, when is the last time that you've taken a vacation? And you know I called a vacation for a reason if you follow me for a minute, okay? How many of you guys have taken a vacation recently? Or do me a favor, when is the last time you've taken a vacation? Okay? When is the last time that you've taken a vacation? When's the last time that you've gone to a place that you said, hey, I really want to go here. Let's go. When's the last time you've done that? It's been a minute. No vacay. In August, someone said vacation all the time. Someone says 2019. Someone says 2018, 2019, before COVID, last month. Okay, what we got? May of 2021. I did. Oh, girl, I want to go to Jamaica. Listen, 2020, a few months, 5 years ago. 5 years, that's a long time to be, girl. It's been a while. Okay. I need that break. Never taken a vacation. Taken one in October, but it's been 3 years. My job is giving me grief about it. No vacation. Yeah, that's one thing I couldn't stand, was having to put in vacation time. That was stressful. Not stressed, just tired. Let's see. Never had a vacation. No vacation. Never been on vacation. Last month. It's been a minute. Okay. So are y'all seeing this? Yeah, can y'all paint the picture of the American nightmare? Okay, so let's keep going, because I want you guys to see the nightmare that you're in, that I'm gonna help you get out of it. Watch. Okay. All right. So we're in the we're waking up willingly, putting ourselves into a social situation. We're accepting misery as our life. Okay. All right. So we're miserable. We go to work. We work jobs we don't like, sometimes hate. We don't have enough money to pay our bills. Okay. We're stressed out. We vacation every once in a while, it looks like. Every few months, maybe. Every few years. Never. Okay. All right. How many of you guys have savings? I'm curious. How many of you guys have savings? How many of you guys have substantial savings? How many of you guys have 3 to 6 months of living expenses saved up? Let's do that. How many, or at least 3 months? How many of you guys have at least 3 months of savings? How many of you guys have savings? At least 3 months of savings. Or how many of you guys don't have any savings? Let's talk about that. How many of you guys, if an emergency happened, it would really be an emergency? Very small savings. Nope. 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 Okay. What's that? Somebody said, what's that? I can work from anywhere, but I'm still stressed. Okay, some people have savings. I'm seeing people with savings. I don't. I'm working on it. Empty savings, small savings. Okay. No savings. Have one, but not in 3 months. No savings, 1 year, not anymore. Negative. Negativity. No, right? Okay, working on it. No. All right, you ready? We still going? How many of you guys have life insurance? I'm gonna throw this one in there really quick, just because sometimes we gotta talk about it. How many of you guys have life insurance? My savings will start today. I hope so. Going through my emergency fund right now. No, negative, 1 year. Trying. I'm working on it. How many of you guys how many of you guys don't have life insurance? This is what I want to see. How many of you guys don't have life insurance? Okay. And life insurance is basically a sum of money that gets paid out to you in the event of your death. Okay. I see some yeses. I see some yeses through my employer. How many of you guys have life insurance? Well, don't have life insurance. I want to see who doesn't have it. I'm seeing a lot of people who do have it. I do, but not enough. I have 2 policies. I do, but I like how you put that not enough. And a lot of people don't understand that piece. And we're going to talk about that. Not right now. We'll do that at Empire Bills. How much is enough insurance? Okay. Okay. So how many of you guys can honestly say you're living the American nightmare? So I want you to put American dream or American nightmare. I want you to put that in the chat based on how we just described it. Are you living the American dream or the American nightmare? Okay. And I want you guys to look at the chats. I want you to really think this through. Okay. And while you guys put that in the comments, I'm going to talk a little bit about, what that is. So the idea of going to school K through 12, getting out, potentially going to college or jumping right into the workforce, getting student loan debt. How many of you guys have crippling student loan debt? How many of you guys have a lot of student loan debt? Okay. How many of you guys don't even see how you can get out of student loan debt? That's a whole other subject in itself. Okay. How many of you guys have student loan debt? A whole lot of it. Okay. So you go to college, you get student loan debt. All right. So you go to college, you learn a trade, you learn a skill, you get a degree, and you work this job that's supposed to. What did they even tell you what it's supposed to do? I don't know. You work a job. Now, you work this job to pay for your bills and buy a house and have kids, but that student loan debt kind of hang on you for a minute, don't it? And you just keep paying off that student loan debt for years. I mean, there's people who've paid on their student loan debt and they've been paying on it for years. I know a friend of mine who's been paying on hers, and her principal balance has only gone down $2,000. Yeah. And I'm like, that's insane. But it's how it's designed. It's how it's designed. Okay. And so you work you get you're out of college, or you jump right into the field and you start working and you get into debt and you're just working to pay bills. That's what people do. They work to pay bills. And then how many of you guys are nearing retirement age? Okay. You ever heard of that? Retirement age? What is that? Someone tell me what that is. Tell me what they told you retirement age is. I would like to know. Someone tell me in the chat, what is retirement age? How many of you guys are getting near to retirement age? Okay. What is retirement age? How many of you guys are working and getting, someone said 65. 65. Okay. Someone said I'm 40. 65. Okay. I'm seeing a lot of 65s. Not at all 70 years of age, 65. Okay. Retirement age for me is 67, 66. Feels like it's until it's 100. Okay, so retire. So the idea behind the American dream, but usually ends up being the American nightmare. You work. Okay, how many of you guys are pretty scheduled to work your career until you're about 50, 65 years old? So then you can pull out your 401k that you've been working for your entire life, right? So you pull out your 401k, collect any pension that you have, and potentially collect on Social Security. Okay, at 65-ish. Let's just say 65 as a roundabout. Okay, so now you don't have to wake up anymore miserable and go to a job that you hate because you made it to the finish line. Yes, I made it. Like, I'm dead serious. No people who like, I only have 4 more years. I only got 5 more. They like they're in prison. I only got 4 more years. I'm out of here. I only got 10 more years. I only got 7 more years, and I'm out of here. Do you think that through? Do you listen to yourself? Okay. Just stay with me. Okay. So you're like, I got 5 more years. How many of y'all know how many years you got so you can retire? How many years do you have? If you're on that goal, how many years, put in the chat, do you have until you can retire and collect? Okay. And collect or your 401k and your pension or your social security. How many years you got? Okay. So put it in the chat so we can talk about it. All right. So you get to retirement age. Yes, I made it. Score. Right. 65 and all your arthritis. Right. Yes. I'm done. I don't have to wake up anymore. You can go to a job that I hate. Yes. And now they're like giving me all the money I already worked for my whole life. Give me my 401k with a little extra for my employer. Give me my 401k. Yes. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give me my pension. Yes. Yes. And then give me my social security. Now all this money you got, right? Which isn't that much money, but we're going to talk about it. All right. It's supposed to give you enough money to pay for your living expenses, right? So you shouldn't have to work anymore. Pay for your monthly expenses, and then maybe do a little traveling on the side, right? That's the idea. That's the idea, right? So how many of you guys, and I'm going to call it out because I love you. How many of you guys are 65 on here? Anybody on here 65? Anybody on here in their 60s or 70s? If you are in your 60s or your 70s, and I want you to be honest, I know, but you're going to set somebody free, okay? If you are in your 60s or your 70s, I want you to tell me honestly, how's your energy level? Okay? I don't want you to put your medical problems on here if you haven't, unless you feel comfortable. Do you have any medical issues? Okay? How's your energy? Do you feel like rock climbing? Do you feel like snorkeling? Do you feel like, I don't know, deep sea diving? Do you feel like zip lining? Do you feel like getting on a roller coaster at Disney World? Do you feel like, do you feel you have the same energy and physical stamina that you had when you were 30? Let's talk about it. Okay. So let's see. Energy is perfect. 64. Shout out to Penny. I have medical issues. 65 in 2 months, no energy. 54 and I'm pretty low. Okay. Hold on. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. Come on, y'all. Y'all gonna help us. Y'all gonna help everybody. They got to see it. If they don't see it, then they'll never understand. Okay. I know a lot of people in their 60s who have a lot of medical issues, but we'll talk about why that is. That's a whole other conversation. Okay. The idea of waiting until you're 65 to begin living seems ludicrous. Okay. Okay. Can you understand that? I know for me, when I was in college, when I was in my 20s, when I was in my 19, 18, 21, 22, I could stay up for 2 days. No problem. I don't need to sleep. Sleep is what? Now, honey, I'm done by 12. At 12 o'clock, that's the latest. You might get me to 1. Honey, doing all-nighters, I can do it if I need to, but that's I need to say, okay, we got to pull an all-nighter. But when I was in 19, 20, 22, it was like, it's what we did. Let's get it, right? How many of you guys would go out? This is me. We would go out when I was in college. We'd party, stay up overnight, and go do it again the next day. We didn't even go to sleep. We weren't sleep. I could stay up for 48 hours, no problem. Sir and ma'am, not an issue. Could do it consistently, not a problem. Now, we're going to have to plan this. This needs to be organized. Now, how often are we doing it? Okay. This is what I'm saying. And it's not to say that, I don't have great health, but it's just the reality. Your body over time is going to get a couple nicks and, but if you eat healthy, exercise, you should still, ideally, you would have good health when you turn 60. Unfortunately, the way the food industry is designed in this country, it's not really set out for your favor. And most of us don't take time to educate ourselves on how to properly take care of our body. We just do what everybody else does, which is eat garbage and don't work out. How many of you guys don't work out? I don't want to know the ones who do. I want to know how many of you guys don't. How many of you guys don't consistently work out about 2 to 3 times a week, at least? How many of you guys do not consistently work out for at least 30 minutes, 2 to 3 times a week? I would like you to put yourself in the chat. If that's you, say that's not me. How many of you guys have a gym membership you don't use? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay, there you go. All right. So love y'all, but this is what I'm talking about. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. This right here. Okay, how many of you guys eat probably too much fast food? Let's talk about it. How many of you guys probably eat too much candy, too much sugar, too much soda? Let's talk about it. How many of you guys think diabetes is genetic? That's all right. I'm gonna say that for empire builders. We're not gonna talk about that right now because some people not ready. They're not ready, and it's gonna go over your head. Now I don't wanna. I don't want. It's not genetic. It's habitual. Okay, they passed on their habits. Okay, not their genes. It was their habits. Okay, that's what you caught, the habits. Okay, but we'll talk about the empire builders. I'm not gonna make y'all do that right now. Okay, you passed on the habits. Okay, anyway, we gonna move past that because everybody not ready for that. You're not ready for that, and that's okay. Everyone's not ready for that. That's okay. I'm gonna meet you where you are. Okay, I'm gonna meet you where you are. Okay, so how many of you guys, let's go back to what I'm saying. You are willingly putting yourself through this nightmare. Okay, you get where I left off at. You retired, now you traveling, you're 65, 70. You only got like, give or take. I mean, life is now. I hope you live to be 150. Life expectancy in this country is what is women like 73 and men is like 78, something like that. Are we in the 80s yet? Somebody look that up for me. Life expectancy, let me tell you real quick, in America. Let me, and this is just the average. It's not saying that people don't live longer. I'm sure it's probably a little bit longer. Let me see. 78 years. Okay. Now let's do this math real quick. You start working, give or take, when you're 18, 19. Let's make it 25. Just to be, matter of fact, let's make it 30. Let's say you went to college, you're like a crazy person, you had to find yourself, you went through a crazy stage, you found a career finally at 30. Okay, and you worked 30 years. So you worked 30 plus years to retire and have potentially, you're retiring at 65. So you have potentially about 12 years, give or take, to actually go and have fun with your arthritis. I don't understand. Hold on, wait, let's go back. Let's try. Something must be broken. Let's go back. So you work 30 plus years, some people said 40 years, to have fun for 10 years? In a condition that's not really, like, hopefully when you turn 65, 70, you're still full of energy and vibrant and yada yada yada. But I mean, let's be real. Stop. Y'all got grandmas and grandpas. Most of y'all know what type of time it is, so stop playing these games. Okay, so you work your whole life to retire at 65 and collect some checks, and now you can go to Jamaica, but you don't really have the energy or medical, stamina to really perform as you would have when you were 20. I'm gonna tell you, when I was 20, it was a whole situation. Okay, and so this is the deal you signed up for. This is the deal you're agreeing to every day because everybody else is doing it. It doesn't. Now I want you guys to honestly answer. Does it make sense to you? Does this make sense to you? Like, does this work for you? Are you good with this? If you are good with this, honey, then you go for it. I'm not gonna tell you nothing else. If this is like, that's a pretty sweet deal, I'll take that deal. If that's you, go ahead and do your thing now. You're going to be late for work. Go ahead about your business. Go on, do it. It makes sense. If it makes sense to you and this works and you want deal or no deal. If it's a deal for you, then go ahead and take it. Is it a deal? Are you guys good with that? Anybody? If you're good with that, you might want to go because you're going to be late for work and you don't want to get written up because you know how your manager is. Okay, don't do that. Don't say Vanessa made you late. Don't do it. Okay, so if this is a deal for you, do your thing, live your best life. I'm not passing no judgment. We all gotta live our own life. Okay, now, so everybody that's left should be saying, if you're good, then go ahead, do your thing. Go do your thing. Okay. Yes, I'll save it so it'll be a replay. Everybody's good. So everybody that's still here is saying no, it's not a good deal. Right? Somebody say, no, I can't deal with y'all. Okay. Somebody said I cannot retire at 65. I have to wait till 70. And that's when that happens too. People are supposed to retire at 65, but either what they're getting paid from their 401k and their Social Security is not enough to meet their bills? How many of you guys are seeing this 65, 75, 80-year-old person working at Walmart or working at Chick-fil-A or working at Target or working regular jobs because they just need a little bit more just to help them make their monthly bills? So actually the deal, they got the short end of the deal. They got the short end of the deal. They thought it was going to work. Oops, try again. How many of you guys even know how much you're supposed to get in Social Security? How many of you guys are banking on Social Security but have no idea how much you're supposed to get? Do you even know how to check? Do you know you can check to see how much you're supposed to get monthly? Did you know that? Like, I can look right now and see how much I'm supposed to get. If I was to retire right now, which I can't right now, but if I was, I can see. How many of you guys are banking on getting a Social Security check and have no idea how much your check is going to be? Let's talk about it. I want to know how many of you guys don't know. How many of you guys are banking on a Social Security check when you retire and you have no idea what it's going to be? You have no idea how to even check how much it would be. I'm curious. Anybody know? You pay Social Security every time you get a check. Every time you get a check, look at your things, your deductions that come out. You're paying and you don't even know what you're paying for. How many of y'all don't? You don't even know what you're paying for. You don't even know. You just paid every month. They told you to pay it, so you did it. You was a good luck. They want me to pay it. Go ahead, take it. You don't even know where it's going to. You don't even know. They just take it out your check. You don't even know where it's going. You work. Hold on, because some of y'all real extra. Let me ask you this. If I go into your checking account right now and take money out, you good with that? You good, Karen, if I do that? If I just like go into your wallet, take your credit card or your checking account card, your debit card, and swipe and buy me some shoes. You good with that? Are you good with that? Can I do that? Do you mind? Because it sounds like you cool with that. If I just come out, see you walking down the street and like, hey, hold on, let me get some money out your wallet real quick. Just a little bit. Thank you, bye. You good with that? Are you good with that? Because it sounds like you are. Because half y'all don't even know where your money coming from. You the one that punched all them hours, but you don't know what your check means. When you get your pay stub, you don't even know where it's going. Do you know? Do you care? Because if you don't know, you don't care, which means I can come get some money from you. Because if you handing out money because people told you to, then I'm going to tell you, can I get some money from you? This is what you're doing. This is what you're doing. Let's talk about it. This is what you're doing. This is what you're doing. Okay? But we're going to talk about that later. That's a later topic. Okay? Let me not get on that because that's a whole situation. But you're working all these hours. You're pushing all this clock. They take out what they want. They give you the rest. And then you go to retire and you don't even know how much money you're going to get. You don't even know. You just waiting to get the letter. They're going to give me a letter. It's going to come. They're going to tell me, I know I work real hard. My check should be pretty. The blind leading the blind. That's what my mom used to say. The blind leading the blind. Let me ask you this question. Okay? You ready? Someone asked me this, and I never thought about it like this until they said it. Do you think that the average person genuinely cares about your success? Genuinely cares about your life? Do you think the average person genuinely cares about you? They want you to be successful. They wake up every day and say, how can I get her rich? Or do you think the average person thinks about themselves? Do you think the average person wakes up and says, how can I make myself rich? How can I make myself okay? Well, I can answer that. You can answer that. When you wake up in the morning, do you think about me? Do you say, man, what can I do today to make Vanessa some money? Do you do that? When you wake up in the morning? Do you say, you know what, there's a random person like 10 blocks away. I wonder what I can do to make them make some extra money. Do you do that? No. Now, you could be nice. You could donate. You can do charity work. But what I'm saying is the average person does not wake up in the morning and genuinely think, how can I make someone else rich? We don't do that. Okay? The average person cares about themselves. And not people think it's a bad thing, but it's the reality. It's self-preservation. It's how humans are formed. Okay? Now, I want you to stick with me on this point. The average person wakes up and thinks about themselves. Our government was created and is run by the average person. Okay? Organizations are created and run by the average person. Companies, for profit, and some nonprofits, well, whatever, are created and run by the average person. The idea that you think systems are created with you in mind by the average person doesn't really make sense. Okay? The majority of systems that are put in place may have good intentions for you. There will probably be some benefits to you, but you better believe that it's to benefit that average person. It's to benefit the person that's creating it. It needs to be a balance. And you better believe that they're not going to sacrifice their balance for you. Okay? Because you have to remember that person, that system, that organization, that law, that whatever is created by the average person who has their best interest at mind, at heart. Okay? Let me ask you this question. Okay? And I know y'all probably like, Vanessa, what are you talking about? All right. I come up to you and I say, I'm going to give you $100. Okay? Matter of fact, I'm going to give you $1,000. I'm going to give you $1,000. The only stipulation that goes along with this $1,000 is that you have to split it with this person, this stranger that you don't even know. And the person is not in the room with us. The person is somewhere else. They have no idea about this arrangement. And it's this regular person. I'm going to give you $1,000. The only stipulation is you have to split it with this unknowing person. You can split it however you see fit. However you see fit. It doesn't have to be a 50-50 split. You could split it however you see fit. How are you splitting that $1,000? Put it in the chat. Honestly. Now, some of y'all gonna put what we think we want us to hear, but you know in the back of your mind what you would do. Okay? How many of you guys tell me, how are you gonna split that $1,000? If I give you $1,000 and you have to split it with someone who doesn't know, they're completely unknowing. You can split it however you see fit. How are you splitting that $1,000 today? If I come to you and give you $1,000, and you guys are pretty much decent people, okay? Read the chat. Look at your chat, okay? And these are regular day-to-day people. Somebody says 74. What's that? 74.36. Okay, you keep it 74. They can get the rest. Somebody said I'm getting $9.99. Okay, they getting $1. Okay. Somebody say 800, they can get 200. Somebody said I'm keeping $9.99. Somebody says I'm keeping 75. I'm keeping 70. I'm keeping 80. I'm keeping 70. I'll keep 300. I'll keep 700. Somebody said I'll keep 25. They can have 75. Look at that. Some people said 50-50. And you don't have to tell anybody how you splitting it. I'm gonna give you that $1,000. You go about your business. No one knows how you're splitting it. So no one has to know who you really are. It's okay. You don't have to, hold to a certain standard. You can be you. Okay. How you splitting that $1,000? Okay. Now this was actually a study done. The majority of people go closer to that $9.99, now give $1, or closer to like they're heavy on themselves. And that shows you that people will genuinely think of themselves first. And it's not to say, I'm not here to tell you what's good or bad. What I'm here to tell you is that the average person thinks of themselves first. The average person creates systems, businesses, laws, runs the government. Okay? They're thinking of themselves first. Okay? So a lot of things that you're experiencing, that you're dealing with, a lot of times you just take people at their blanket word thinking they have the best interest at mind for you, and they don't. They have their best interest at mind for you, but you might get 30%. Okay? And so you're taking what they're telling you, oh, do this, oh, do that, because you think they genuinely care about you, but at the end of the day, they're going to give you $1 and they're going to keep $9.99. Because you're thinking that these systems are designed for you, and they're not. Like, you gonna get something. Why? Look at the chat. Rose says she'll give you 300, but she gonna keep 7. Are you good with that? You good with that? But this is what you're putting all your faith into. And you're putting all your faith into these people. You're putting all your faith into these systems, and you're getting yourself last. Like, you don't even read your pay stub. Like, you just take it for granted that they're going to do what they're supposed to do. They're not looking out for you. They don't care about you. You got to care about you. You have to look out for you. You don't even look out for you. You waiting for somebody to come help you, come save. They don't care about you. Why? Look at the check. You gonna get 20%. And these people are, how many of you guys think of yourselves as pretty decent? I'm a pretty decent person. I'm pretty decent. I'm pretty nice. I'm pretty sharing. You know, I donate to charity. I don't hit people with my cars. You know, I'm a good person. These are good people. But they still not giving you, you know, they still not running it. They gonna keep the bulk for themselves because we care about ourselves first. Okay? And when you really understand that is when you will start to care about yourself first. Okay? So what does caring for myself look like? Okay, now we're gonna cross the bridge. Okay, now we're gonna cross the bridge. So now we realize that we've been doing the wrong thing. We're living a nightmare because we were listening to people who genuinely don't care about us more than they care about themselves. And they would take care of themselves first before they take care of us. Okay. And so now we know that everything we've been taught can be skewed. It may not be the truth because they told me what they wanted me to hear so that they could do what they needed to do. Okay. So how do I get out of the nightmare and get to the dream? Okay. How do I get out of the nightmare and get to the dream? Now, there's a lot of ways to get there. There's a lot of ways to get there. There's no one path fits all. But it starts with first, you. You have to figure out what in the potato salad do I want? Not what was I told to want, not what makes sense, not what works for my, for my family, like my extended family, so they don't judge me. What do I want? Like, what gets me out of the bed in the morning? What makes me happy? What do I love to do? What do I really like to do? Where do I want to live? Okay, what do I want to wear? Guess what? You can choose that. You can choose what you wear. You can choose what you do. You can choose where you work. You can choose to not work. You can choose to start a business. You can choose to buy a business. You can choose to invest in a business. You can choose to go back to school. You can, once you realize that you're not stuck, no matter what age you are, you're not stuck. You're probably an autopilot, which means you're doing the same thing every day because everyone else is doing it. How many of you guys, here we go again. How many of you guys do the same thing every day? Come on. How many of you guys do the same thing for the most part every day? You get up every day, you have the same morning routine, you put on the same roundabout clothes, you drive the same way to work, you eat the same few places that you normally eat, you get the same phone calls every day, you get off work, you may go out with the same friend, you may go home, you may pick your kids up. Some of y'all, the only exciting thing that happens in your life is your kids. Let's talk about it. Sometimes if you have kids, some of you guys, the only thing that changes in your life is your kids. Why? Because your kids aren't stuck yet. Your kids haven't become programmed robots. So your kids will drop a bomb on you. Your kids will fall off the slide and break their leg. Your kids will do something off the wall. Like, what do you mean he painted the bathroom? Your kids will come out the woodworks and do some left field. And you're like, where did he get that from? What you mean? That's who he is. He hasn't been programmed yet to stop being himself like you have. So some of you guys, the only thing that you get exciting is your kids because your kids aren't programmed to be robots. They're still free for now, but don't worry, you're working on it. Don't worry, not just you, your school system, the government, society. They're working on programming them. Don't worry, they'll fall in line soon enough. Soon enough. And they'll live the same nightmare that you're living. Oh my God. Look at you passing on American nightmares. Look at you, though. aren't you so proud of yourself? You better not be proud of yourself. Okay. All right. So how do we get out of the nightmare? Okay. Let's talk about it. So first, figure out what you want. What do you want in life? Take some time to dream. I do that consistently. I actually have a business coach who tells me pretty consistently, have you dreamt lately? Okay. And what that means is sometimes you have to stop and you have to ask yourself, what the heck do I really want? Am I content? Am I in autopilot? Do I want more? Am I chasing my dreams? Do I want a jet? Do I want a yacht? Do I want to live here? Do I want to move to Texas? Do I want to move to Egypt? What do I want? Okay. And that's where you go into your dream zone. Okay. Figure out what you want. Another thing, a lot of people can't dream. I'm going to tell you why a lot of people can't dream. I'm going to tell you why you probably have a hard time figuring out what you want. Because you stress. Stress clouds all of that. Stress will cut all. I know she know I'm on this live. Y'all DM Anastasia, tell her stop calling me. Stress will cause you to stop dreaming. It will put you in the rat race. Okay, it will put you in a focus. You get into survival mode. Once you get out of survival mode, you can begin to dream. So when you're in survival mode, it's really hard. It is to dream bigger. It's really hard to be creative because you're so stressed out that you can't, like, it hurt. Like I can't do it right now. I got too much going on. When I was financially struggling, quote unquote, in poverty, I called it, and I would say it all the time. I'm going from one fire to the next. That's what I did. I put out that fire. All right. I literally started my day with looking, okay, what's the biggest fire? All right, the rent. Let's take care of that. And the biggest fire means could be an eviction, could be a disconnect, could be my car broke down, could be anything. And I would go from one fire to the next. And I'd be like, I have multiple fires, but they baby fires. Okay. And so when I was living in fire zone, it was really hard for me to dream. It was really hard for me to get up and say, let me put on my best outfit and get, super awesome and go motivate somebody and go, because I was in survival mode. And so everything that I did was just focus on putting out this fire. And it puts your body, and you should actually watch the studies on this. A lot of us, our bodies are in a constant fight or flight mode, which is harmful, extremely harmful to your health. You're only supposed to be in fight or flight when it's an emergency. But a lot of us are stressed out so much all day. We're constantly in that fight or flight mode. And if your body releases all these hormones that are normally good for you to escape on a short basis, but not every day, not all day, not all day. It goes back to the stress and the dis-ease. Okay, the disease and the dis-ease. Most diseases that are not caught from someone, and even like when you catch something, it's from your immune system being weakened, and your immune system can be weakened from stress. Okay, so bring it back. So you need to get out of the rat race. How do you get out of the rat race? You need to make some money. Okay, how do I make money? A lot of people don't even understand money. A lot of people who are in debt don't even know how much debt they're in. They don't have financial literacy. They don't understand money. And you try to tell them, oh, take this class on how to make money, and it goes right over their head. Because the idea of using money for anything except for bills is just ludicrous. But let me bring it back. Sometimes you pay money on bills, but then you also pay money for things that you think will give you, and it's not a bad thing. It's that you're looking for something to ease your stress. And so we may buy a pair of shoes. We may go out to eat. How many of you guys, if I tell you right now, my training program is $529, which it is. My notary training program at Notary to Notary, that program is $529. How many of you guys right now, you don't have to comment if you don't want to, don't feel the pressure. How many of you guys are saying to yourself, oh, that's too much. I can't pay $500 to buy a notary training. I can't do that. How many of you guys say that to yourself? Just think about it. Right now, it's $529. How many of you guys say to yourself, right, as soon as I said that, $529, oh, I can't do that. And not even that, some of you might have it, but just in your mind, I don't see that, I can't spend that kind of money on that. Or some of you guys may not have it and just aren't willing to take the steps to make the money to spend it. Let me tell you something. And it was interesting because it literally is a mindset. I currently right now paid for a training program that costs me $2,000 a month, every month. If you would have asked Vanessa 3 to 4 years ago, would you pay for a training program that's $2,000 a month? I would say absolutely not. You have lost your entire mind. I would have said that. Do you know why I would have said that? Because I didn't understand the value in investing in myself. Okay? But if you said, hey, let's bring it back to $500. If I say, hey, you want to buy a training that's $500? And you say, no, I'm not paying $500 for that training. Okay. I come back to you next week and say, hey, we're going to Hawaii. We got a really cool deal, 7 days. You want to go? It's only $500. How many of you guys would say yes to that? $500 to go to Hawaii for 7 days. That's good. Let's do that. What are you getting from going to Hawaii? You're getting peace, serenity, beach water. Yes. Oh my God. That's what you're getting. And then you come back. And then you come back. That is the difference between people who stay stressed out in the American nightmare and people who find the American dream. That's one of the differences. They understand that wealth is not something that you obtain, it's something you become. Okay? What you're doing now is what you know to do. Okay? What you're doing now is what you've been taught to do. Okay? And me and people like me that are trying to show you a different way to get to the American dream, we have to break through all of those boxes and barriers and things that you've been taught your whole life by your family and your school and your friends and your coworkers and the government and the TV shows you watch. And we're pulling and pulling and pulling. So eventually, some people wake up and they say, oh, snap. That was wrong the whole time. And then they can start. It literally is self-development. It is changing the way you think. Okay? It's changing the way you think. Changing the way you think about money. Changing the way you think about time. Changing the way you think about how you're supposed to operate as a person. Now, I will tell you something else. There's about 150, I don't know, ish people on this live right now. People will also watch it later. Only statistics shows only 5% of people will actually implement change once it's brought to their attention. Are you going to be one of the 5%? It's okay. I already know, based off statistics, that the majority, and I've seen it in action, actually, but I already know that the majority of people, they're not there yet. It's going to take a few, it says you have to tell somebody some things before they buy something, sometimes 7 times before they actually make a decision, okay? And especially if you're really not sure if this is it. And you know why? Because I can't give you a guarantee. If I could guarantee, if you bought my training, I could make you 6 figures. It was guaranteed. I will guarantee this to you. Watch. I'm going to show you. By this date, you're going to have 6 figures in your checking account. I'm going to walk you through it. Look at my thing. This is it. It's guaranteed. It's stamped in gold. Do it. You would do it. But I can't guarantee you that. Do you know why I can't guarantee you that? Because your success is 100% dependent on you. Because guess what? I'm not waking up in the morning and saying, how can I make Tiffany 6 figures? Let me go to work and send her all my money. I'm not doing that because the average person takes care of themselves, right? So you need to start taking care of yourself. I can give you the education. I can give you the motivation. I can give you everything that you need, but you have to implement it. Okay. And some of you guys, and I'm going to tell y'all right now, I wish I knew the percentage, but there are a lot of people who've bought my course over the course of the last 2 years who've never started it. Because I can see your progress. Who've never started. I've had few people who bought it and emailed me like a year later, like, Vanessa, I'm finally ready. They bought it. They believed it when they paid for it. But then they went back into their autopilot. They went back into I'm going to keep doing this for a little longer. Okay. And you know why? Because they did not genuinely believe they could have it. And so if you don't genuinely, like I genuinely believe this chair is going to keep me sitting here. It's not going to break. That's why I'm putting my weight on it. If I thought it was loose or if I thought it wasn't, I'll be sitting like this. Like it's probably going to fall on me in a second. And that's how a lot of y'all are doing business because you don't genuinely believe it. What do you believe in? Guess what? You believe if you clock in at your employer every day, guess what? They're going to run my check. And if they don't, you're going to have a whole situation with HR and payroll come that Friday because you know I work them hours. This is guaranteed to me. So you're willing to go to work to a job you hate because it's guaranteed. There's no shade of gray. And so you're willing to take the American nightmare because it's a guarantee. The American dream is dependent on you. And you don't want to bet on yourself. Why? Why are you not betting on yourself? Because you've been programmed to think that you can't do something? Maybe if you had the confidence and the self-development, you would bet on yourself. But they don't teach self-development in school. They don't. They don't teach self-development in school. No, they teach you how to get a job and go to work and how to live the American nightmare. But it's guaranteed. It's guaranteed, right? It's guaranteed. So if it's guaranteed, well, and is it really guaranteed? Is it? It's really not. I mean, you can leave one, you can get fired from a job and then get another job. You can do that. But it's like that's what you literally just don't bet on yourself. Like you don't bet on yourself. And that's the problem. You rather bet on Target. You rather bet on Amazon. You rather bet on these major companies. Guess what? Jeff Bezos bet on himself. Okay. Guess what? All these millionaires and billionaires and high six-figure earners, they bet on themselves. All the students that I have in my notary training, and I'm not saying you don't have to just do notary. You can do any business. But all my students that quit their jobs and are making six figures, they bet on themselves. And when they were able to bet on themselves, they said, I need y'all. I welcome you guys to reach out to some of them. They will tell you it was the best decision they've ever made. And you know what? It's always interesting. And I say it, and I said before I even started Notary to Notary, being a notary signing agent was the best decision I ever made. Why? It taught me, it opened my eyes that I did not have to sell my time for money. I didn't have to go get a job. Okay. I didn't have to find a guarantee to be successful. And that's what I worked lots of jobs. I had all the jobs, all of them. I had good benefits. I had nice paying jobs. Listen, after I started being a notary signing agent, I think it was in 2016. No, I quit my job in 2016. I think it was around 2016, 2017. A really good friend of mine worked at a very prestigious college, and he offered me a very nice, high-paying job. One that I really was not qualified to have, but he said I would train you. Why? I heard this quote the other day. Somebody said, I'm experienced. I've been doing this for 30 years. I have 30 years of experience. No, you don't. No, you don't. Most things you can learn fairly quickly. And the guy was saying it took you 2 to 3 weeks to learn that. You just repeated it for 30 years. That's the difference. Okay. It took you 2 to 3 weeks to learn that skill. You repeated it willingly for 30 years. You could have learned another skill and you could have elevated, but you chose not to. So you maintained. You stayed there. Okay. And so the guy, he offered me this high-paying job that I was not qualified for. And I turned it down. Do you know why I turned it down? I turned it down because I wasn't sold on this American nightmare anymore. You can't pay me for my time. You can't pay me. You're not fitting to tell me I can't take a vacation if I'm stressed out, baby girl. Okay? If I wake up one day and I say, this ain't it, I need to go on a trip somewhere, you not finna tell me, no, you finna clock in because yada, yada, yada. It's not happening. What you're not going to do is if one of my kids just happens to be sick, God forbid, I'm not finna go back and forth with you on why I got to stay home today to take care of my child that I birthed, that I carried for 9 months, and now they need me, but you feel like you need me more. I'm just a number to you, sir. No, you don't. That's what we're not going to do. And once I tell you that my child is sick, it should not even be a conversation. And that's where we have lost it in this country. We sold on that. We sold on that. Okay, if my child is sick and I say I need to stay home to take care of my child, why we got to have a conversation about it? Sir? Sir and ma'am. Really? This what we doing? No, sir, and no, ma'am. And so once I realized that you're not going to pay me, once I found another way to make money and to pay my bills and plus some more stuff, and I set my own schedule, listen, it's not happening. You never smell it. But why? Even to this point right now, if I lost everything, I'm not getting no job. It's not happening. Unless a law is passed that no one can start any more businesses. I'm not getting a job. You know why? I can't do it anymore. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me. It feels stupid. I love y'all. I'm being honest. I'm sharing my mindset. It feels stupid to me. I don't want to do it. Unless it was a job where I could set my own schedule and I could literally just move very freely. I could see myself doing that. Maybe. But probably not. I was talking to one of my, it was two business owners of the radio station. If you guys can see that interview, it was a radio station and another girl who owns her own fitness center. And she was saying, he was like, could y'all ever go back and get a job? And we both was like, no. And we both said, that's serious. We both said, I thought about getting a job just for like 2 weeks. I just wanted to get one just because I haven't had one in a while. I haven't had a job since 2016. And I said, it's been a long time. I want to see what a manager feel like. Right? I'm dead serious. And I was going to apply. Everyone's hiring right now. And I was like, I thought about applying to Target, going through my training, getting my uniform, getting a name tag, and like, yes, let's do this. Look at the schedule, right? And I thought about it. She said, I thought about the same thing. I said, but you know why I wouldn't do that to nobody? I said, because they couldn't do nothing with me. They couldn't. I said, I look at that schedule and say, is that optional? I don't know if I can stick to that. That's real strict. That's what we doing? Oh no. Is it flexible? Can I tweak it a little bit? Like this, I don't know about this schedule. Can I make a suggestion? Can I change it? Okay, and so that was my thing. I said, she said she couldn't do it because she don't know people telling her what to do. I said, I think I can do what people tell me to do, but I don't know about the schedule because I just like to do what I like to do. Okay, and so for me, for you, you may not be where I'm at, where I said it is like the matrix, like the red pill, blue pill. For me, it don't make sense to me. You know, like when people come to me and I meet people where they are, I meet you where you are. Okay, people will come to me and they're like, man, Vanessa got a good job. Yes! I'm like, what's your job? $15 an hour. Okay. That's cool, I guess. And it's funny because I had that happen to me. I was a assistant manager at Qdoba, and my grandfather is very successful. And I was getting a promotion for general manager, and I called him, and I was so hyped. And I was like, guess what? I'm the general manager of Qdoba. Right? And I'm hyped. Yes. In my mind, it was good. In my mind, it was a good idea. When you think about it, really wasn't, because you get a salary. And once you go, how many of y'all know once you go salary, they don't count your hours. So you can be there like 60 plus hours and it don't matter anymore because you have to be there because you salary. Okay. In my mind, it made sense, but I had some benefits. I was going to have to live at my job every day for the most part, but it was a good idea. And when I told him, he wasn't hyper. He wasn't excited. His response was, okay, but what's next? And I got offended. To be honest, I got offended. And I said, what do you mean, what's next? I'm getting general manager. That's a big accomplishment. And he was like, in his mind, it was big compared to who? Like, it's big in your small thinking, but it's not big. Like, that's all you want out of life is to be a general manager of Qdoba? And after that conversation, I was really upset with him. I was really upset with him because I felt like he was belittling me and I made a major accomplishment. But now I see he was not. He was trying to show me that you're buying into the American nightmare and you don't even see it. He was trying to wake me up to want more. And now, thank God I am waking now. But but that's what it is. And so that's what I want for you guys is to wake up. Okay? Is to wake up. And you can start today. Some of you guys say, oh man, I can't start today because I think my 2 weeks in. Who said that? Don't say I said it, because some of y'all get really offended. Who said that? Did you sign a contract? Did you sign a contract that said after my 2 weeks in? Did you? I'm curious. If you're in a contract, that's one thing. If you're not, now people are gonna be mad if you just walk out and leave them high and dry. I'm sure they will. But my point is, you have a choice. Today, you have a choice. You can do absolutely anything you choose to do right now in this moment. Whatever you decide. You can decide, I'm going to, and let me tell you something. If you don't decide right now, study shows that if you don't make a decision in the moment right now, there's a 70% chance you will not. You will continue doing what you're doing. Okay? So if you don't make a decision right now, there's a 30% chance that you might come back around to it and make a change. But why are you waiting? I'm curious. I really want to know. I really want to get into your head because I'm not there anymore and I forgot what it felt like. So I really want to know. Why are you waiting? Nah, for real. Talk to me. For real. This is a conversation. Why are you waiting? I'm curious. Why are you waiting? Do you feel like you have more time? You have more time to figure it out? Is that what it is? Is that what it is? Do you feel like I need to, I don't know, I'm not ready. Are you scared? Okay, someone put procrastination. They're procrastinating. Procrastination is the arrogant assumption that God's going to wake you up tomorrow. You ever heard it before? Procrastination is the arrogant assumption that God's going to wake you up tomorrow. Did you know that? Fear of failure. Okay, that's a real thing. So what? You fail. Get back up. I fail. Who cares? You can fail at your job. You can go to work today and they'll fire you. Then what? What do you mean? That's not a thing. I mean, it's a thing. I'm not belittling it. It's a thing. I'm buying a house, so I need that income. That's different. I get that because you could switch, but you're going to have to wait for 2 years. I'm a perfectionist. You're in analysis paralysis. You need to stop that. A lot of people who are, I'm telling you right now, if you're waiting for it to be perfect, you'll be waiting for forever. Perfection does not exist. Okay. I'm not waiting. I'm in the process. I'm scared. Okay. Do it afraid. Do it scared anyway. If you're waiting to not be afraid, be waiting for forever. Are you willing to sacrifice the possible life that you may have because you think you might fail? That's what you have to ask yourself. Is your failure worth the fear that what you think might happen if you fail? Is it worth accepting when you think about what happens if you succeed? If you succeed and you make all the money and you get all the time freedom, isn't that worth it? Is it worth it? If it's not worth it, then go ahead and hold on to your fear. If your fear keeps you warm at night, you go for that. But if it don't, then shoot your shot. A lot of people wait till like 60, 70, 80 to shoot their shot. It's not too late. You still have time. You know the guy who did Kentucky Fried Chicken, he didn't do it till he was like 60. And you still have time, but why wait? What is you waiting for? I'm not waiting. I'm in these streets trying to organize this business. I would love to leave as soon as possible. Today is possible. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. Today is. Right now is. In this moment is. This moment is guaranteed. Yes. Thank you for your motivation. I gained a lot from listening to your audio, enrolled in the program, and needed help to get back on track. I have to wait until I buy my house. That was the reason for me buying a home, but I can't wait 2 years to let go. I made a decision to leave my 9-year job 6 months ago and start Notary. Sometimes the money isn't good for the moment, but I guess that's why I have to go back to pick up my child vacation without begging. You got to work harder. We're going to talk about that. Let me see. Hold on. I'm scared of failing. That's why schools don't teach entrepreneurship. Society has to keep a working class. That is true. That's actually a thing. I just decided right now, thank you for the advice. Let me know how it goes. I'm for real. I have a surgery scheduled, so I'm waiting for that. I'm scared of failing. It's a slow process for me. So many tasks to tackle. You got to start with the first one. You got to start. Training is taking a while. Afraid of the unknown. Security. There is no security. Get that out of your head. Security does not exist. How many of you guys help? Let's help Gia. How many of you guys had a job you got fired from that you did not see coming? There is no security. Stop. Okay. I would like, people say, I'm never getting fired. COVID. How many of y'all got fired, laid off, furloughed? Talk about it. There is no security. Stop. Make your own security. There's no security in anyone else. Secure your own financial future. Okay. Thanks for saying to continue if you fail. I won't make as much as I do in my 9 to 5. You can if you don't put limits on yourself. For me, starting this business requires money. I currently need the income. We can talk about that. You making excuses. Love you, Denise. I didn't have money when I started. Don't make excuses. It's not a lack of resources, it's a lack of resourcefulness. Okay. People have done more with less. Remember that. Never forget that. Never forget that. That's one thing that's always kept me going. People have done more with less. I'm one of those individuals who bought the course and passed all the exams, now stuck like a deer at headlights. You got to get it. You got to get it. Okay, so let's talk about notary training first. Let's get into this. So there are a lot of ways for you to make money. There are a lot of ways for you to, because I really want you guys to get out of the stress, autopilot, tunnel vision, survival mode. Okay, and that's the only way you're going to wake up and be free to dream and create. So one way you can do that, one thing I teach is notary, being a notary signing agent. So we're bringing back to this. This is just one avenue that you can go to be a notary signing agent to get that time of financial freedom. And so my training is at notarytonotary.com. You guys know I show you how to build a successful notary signing agent business. Okay. There are trainings on there. There are training programs. If you buy it and do not take it, it's not going to work for you. Okay. Buy it, do it. Hold on. There's a key you're missing. Implement it. You have questions? Follow up. Ask them. We have a whole team here designed for you. We have a whole team here. Our motto is we genuinely care for you. Our whole team is here to give you what you need to be successful in this business. And so you're making excuses. Honestly, I have people, and I think this is a lack of people are afraid to ask. Like I have people out of the thousands of people that are in my training program, I don't think I get nearly as many emails as I probably should be getting. I'm not telling you to blow me up. I'm just saying. But every once in a while, I do get people who are like, man, I genuinely want to do this, but I'm stuck at this point. And it's something like money. And I'm like, okay, try this. Have you done this? Go to this site. I'm going to tell you because I want you to be successful. And so a lot of y'all not even trying your hand. Like you're not even shooting your shot. You just so stuck. You're so afraid that you're not making a move. You just gonna sit there and let the time keep going. And that's you're stuck. You need to get out of being stuck. Okay. So you're gonna go. This is one avenue you can take. And a lot of you guys already know because you are on my channel. Notary signing agent. Okay. So you can do general notary work, loan closing, and e-notary. You can go to notarytonotary.com and register for the training. Now there's an all-inclusive training, notary signing agent, tax financial management, e-notary, marketing, and then you can also add on business credit 101. I didn't put 102 on there yet. 101. How to start a signing service. That is for people who are already notary signing agents but want to get notaries underneath them. How to start a notary signing agent service. And then also there's an ultimate signing and title company list. I know I need to get you guys a video for that, but there is a list there. There's a list of over 2,000 companies that you can market to directly to get business for yourself. Okay. You have everything that you need. I am giving you everything. There is nothing else that you need. Are there things you want? Probably. Can you think of something else out of the blue? Well, maybe if I just knew this. The reality is there are people who have taken my training and implemented the steps and have quit their jobs and are making six figures all over the country, which means it works. You can do it. But guess what? It wasn't just my training. They had to implement it. It was them. They had to believe in themselves. Success is not guaranteed. I could tell you all day how to make a grilled cheese sandwich, but if you never do it, you probably won't know how to do it. You know, you like, well, I mean, that might work. I don't know. I mean, she showed me how to do it. I mean, and for all I know, I might burn the grilled cheese. You might burn it, but you're going to learn how not to burn it again. Once you burn it the first time, you're going to learn how to not do it again. But you have to take the training and implement it. Okay. And the fact that there are people all over the country who are doing it lets you know that it can be done. But it requires you getting out of your comfort zone of your, I don't know, that's kind of scary. I know this. I know how to wake up every day and get dressed and decide to be miserable, go to a job that I hate, stay there for 8 hours, get just enough money to pay my bills, just enough, be stressed out. I know how to do that. I've been doing it so long. My mom did it, my dad did it, my aunts did it, my neighbors doing it. We're all doing it. We're all a team together. We all know how to do this together. That, I don't know how to do that. That's scary. I don't know. So was driving, but you learn how to do that. So was walking, but you learn how to do that. So was riding a bike, but you learn how to do that. I don't understand. So was buying a house. Some of you guys know, but you learn how to do that. When did you say that? All right, that's enough. I don't want to learn nothing else. I'm gonna stick to what I know. This right here, we're gonna stay right here. What is that? Vaccinations are not required for signing agents, no. And do you know why? Do you know why? Because we have our own businesses. You're not an employee of any company. So no company can tell you what to do. You have your own business. That's why. No such thing as jobs. Some companies will ask you to wear a mask when you go to a client. Well, that's pretty standard. You wear a mask when you go, but they can't require you to be vaccinated. Don't worry about that. That's what you're an independent contractor. Thank you. You're an independent contractor. They can't require you to do that. Let's see. It's not a problem. Is it the same person asking me, or is it something different? Okay, yeah, no, you don't have to. Yeah. It's info@notarytenor.com. Yeah. So you can go to notarytenor.com, sign up for the training. Notary signing agent, you can do the payment plan for the all-inclusive. You can do half now, half next month. Okay. But this is one thing I wanted to get to about the courses. The training program that I'm actually, one of them in is $2,000 a month. The one that I want to take, that I'm saving up to take, is $150,000, but they have grants that can bring it down to $55,000. I plan on taking that course, that training program, before this year is out. Do you know why? I'm taking it because their whole thing, and you see the people in their training, these people are making thousands of dollars a day. And now I'm talking about 5,000 and 7,000. They have contests to see, were you able to make $100,000 a day? They're making $100,000 a day. They have also concept, can you make $1 million a day? So in there, I'm making $1 million a day. And so the program is like, yo, would I spend $55,000 to learn how to make $100,000 in a day? Absolutely. 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 To me, it makes sense. To me, it makes sense. I'm going to make that $55,000 back so fast. But that's where people have to get outside their head. Are you willing to pay $500? Or like my courses at different prices. You can do them a la carte. Are you even willing to pay $200 or $100 to learn how to make $1,000 a day? You make that right back. But it's a mindset. It's a mindset. You might not want to spend $500 on a course, but you'll spend it on a vacation. But you'll spend it on a purse. But you'll spend it on something else that's not bringing you any money back. But you won't spend on something that will actually teach you how to make more money. You see what I'm saying? It's levels to this. And the more, it really goes into self-development too. I'm not even going to lie. It goes into self-development. You really have to work on your mindset. You have to change the way you think about things. And that's 100% the case. You have to change about how you think about money, how you think about making money, spending money. How do you think about your time? Really, that was something that I finally got past, but it was something that I really had to work on because I was so programmed to think that I had to work 9 to 5 because I've been doing it so long. And so the idea that I can get up whenever I choose to, which I still get up early, or that I can work for 2 hours and then go to something else and pull another hour if I want to, or stay up at 12 o'clock and work, that idea was so new to me that sometimes I felt like I was doing something wrong. I felt like this can't be right because everyone else is doing it like this. And I had to find other entrepreneurs who were doing what I was doing, who had that time freedom to show me, Vanessa, no, you're okay. You're doing it the right way. Okay. You don't have to follow the old system. And that's something as simple as I started with homeschooling my kids. When I started homeschooling my kids, I tried to do it the public school way. Get a desk, sit down. We're going to sit here from 9 to 12, go to recess, come back from 1 to 4, right? 1 to 3. And I try to do just look at me while I talk. They hated it. Absolutely hated it. It was stressful to me. and it was stressful to them. And I had to really step back, and I had to find other people who were successfully homeschooling. Okay, how many of you know homeschool and they stop with their kids back next year? I had to find people who were successfully homeschooling and had prospering kids, and they were all work, and none of them have that schedule. None of them sit at a desk in their child's room or in their office from 9 to 12, take a break, come back, do it again Monday through Friday. Not one. You can't follow a broken system and try to make it successful. It's not going to work. If you're following a broken system, you'll get broken results. It is what it is. These are the facts. So when I wanted to be successful at something, I had to find somebody who's already successful at it and said, okay, show me, teach me. And I had to get into a space where everything I knew was wrong. I had to be willing to have somebody tell me, where are you wrong? You're doing it the hard way. And sometimes it hurts and it sucks and it doesn't feel good. But guess what? The money feel good. Okay? It don't feel good in the moment when you're getting, chastised and they're telling you what you're doing wrong and stop doing this. It don't feel good, but it feel good when them checks roll in because you start doing it the right way. It feel good when you're not stressed out. It feel good when you take trips whenever you feel like it. The benefits outweigh the willingness to be able to allow someone to tell you what you're doing is wrong. And it doesn't feel good in the moment, but it feels good. The results feel good. The results will feel good at the end. Okay, when you finish, and now you can quit your job. Okay, and now you can work as a notary signing agent, and you can, like I told you, I was about to turn. I was talking to my friend. No lie, I'm so serious. I was talking to my friend the other day, and she was like, "You gonna do e-notary in the winter when it starts snowing?" I'm so serious, y'all. I said, honestly, I probably will leave. And she said, what do you mean? I said, I'm probably going to go to Florida and just stay a month out there or in another warm country because I don't think I want to do the cold this year. And she looked at me and I stopped and thought about it. And I said, that's crazy. And we would stop for a moment. I said, it's crazy how I got to that point. It's funny how Jay-Z said on his songs, we change area codes to change the season, something like that. We change zip codes to change the seasons. But it's literally like I decided I don't want to be here when it's snowing and ugly. I'm going to go to Costa Rica or somewhere where it's nice because that's where I decided I want to do. But it took me a point to get there where I said I can do that. And that, my friend, is time freedom. That, my friend, is the American dream. That, my friend, is what you can have when you finally step out of your fear. Now ask yourself, is your fear worth that? Do you want to hold on to your fear? Is it worth? That sounds good, but my fear is keeping me cuddly at night. I'm going to stick to my fear. Or is your benefits worth that? Because I have health benefits. I just pay for mine. That's one that I never really understood. People are like, well, I'm going to stay at this job because my benefits are good. I have good benefits. I have great benefits. I just pay for mine. I just pay for mine. But it's okay. Everybody's not ready for that yet. I got to meet you where you are. It's okay. I'm going to meet you where you are. We're all not there yet. And that's what I'm saying. People, like, it's what you don't know. It's fear of the unknown, but you only know once you go out there. It's a story that I shared before, and I'm going to let y'all go in a second. The story I shared before where there was a military base or whatever. It was hostages or something. And the general told the guy, the person they were holding, what do you call it, the hostage, and was like, you can either go through this door it leads to somewhere unknown. You never know what's behind it. It could be anything. You can go through that door and get that, or you can face the firing squad in the morning. And the guy chose the firing squad. And that's an example of how afraid we are to try something new. And the guy, one of the lieutenants, said, what's behind the door? And he said, freedom. But no one chooses it. No one chooses it because they don't know. And the fear of the unknown cripples people. They'll rather face a firing squad. They know what to expect. That's a gun. That's a bullet. I know what I'm getting. And that's what you're doing every day. You're facing the firing squad every day. Every day. It sucks. You hate it. You don't like it, but you know what you're getting. So you're willingly taking what you know sucks, but you know it. So I'm going to stick with that. It's a comfortable evil. It's like, I don't like it, but I know this one. I know this. It's like people stay in relationships. People stay in toxic relationships. Side note, I'm going to let y'all go. People stay in toxic relationships, people that they know are not good for them because it's comfortable. I know this person. I can deal with this discomfort. Do I like it? No. But I understand it and I know how to maneuver it. I know how to handle this. I can survive this. I can deal with this. And so the idea of going out to date someone new, that's just so much work. What if I don't find anybody? What if I die alone? What if he's a psycho? What if he has kids? What if he's straight crazy? I don't know. What if he's the man of my dreams? That's possible. What if he's not? I don't know. I'm going to stick to what I know. I know he's annoying and he don't work and he's lazy and he's verbally abusive and he's, he do a lot, but I know this. So I'm going to stick to this. I know this one. I can deal with this. I can see this for myself. And that's what we're doing. We're settling. You're settling. And when it's all said and done, you can say, man, I lived a settled life. Really settled, man. I need the crown for settling. Okay. All right. So before I let y'all go, my training is so I have 2 trainings. Let's talk about it really quick. Notary to Notary. You can do the Notary Signing Agent training. We also have the one-on-one coaching program. The one-on-one coaching is where me or one of my other coaches, I saw somebody say they have a coaching with Angel this morning. We will work with you. This is where what we have really found is really turned into like self-development. But a lot of people, they take the training, they understand it, but they're afraid. And so I had several people recently that I had to really just say, look, you're doing too much. It is not all of that. You making everything 10 times more complicated than it needs to be because you're scared. Stop. I'm not answering any more of your questions because at this point, you're in analysis paralysis and you're overthinking it. What I want you to do is take the next offer that comes to your phone. When you take the next offer, then we can talk. Because right now, I'm coddling your fear. And right now, I'm giving you a crutch. I'm not going to do that. That's what I'm not going to do. We're not going to babysit this along. Get out there and stop. Okay. And so that's what the coaching is. The coaching is we still help you look at your website, your Google business page. We talk about the business. We'll go through stuff with you. But mostly we're finding is self-development. It's like, okay, we'll work on the business, but we're also going to figure out what's going on. And so that's available on the website too. One-on-one coaching and the notary training program. Okay. So those are available. There are also a few other things on there you can check out. But those are the main 2 pieces, the coaching program and the training online platform. Once you're in the coaching program is done on a monthly basis. You can cancel whenever you feel like you're good. Like, okay, I got what I need. I'm ready to rock and roll. You can always cancel. The online training program, you have access to the training indefinitely. So whenever you register, you have access to it indefinitely. Okay, it never goes away. When I add new content, you get access to the new content. Okay, you can earn 6 figures as a notary signing agent. The only reason why you can't is because you said you can't. Okay, so stop saying that and say you can. Okay. All right. The other thing is Empire Builders. So that's one thing people get. I mentioned it a few times. People would ask me about Empire Builders. Empire Builders is my business and life coaching program that I started a few months back. We're still adding content into the dashboard, but we do have our Monday morning motivational calls and building block calls, which I would have had this with them, but I said, hey guys, come on over here. I want to get this to everybody. And I knew it was going to be a little longer than I intended. I mean, a little longer than our normal calls. Our normal calls are 30 minutes, and it's every morning, 7:30 a.m. from Eastern Standard Time, and the replays do go in the Facebook group. Most of the content I put is in the Facebook group, but we do have courses that are on the dashboard. The program right now is only $47 a month. I'm telling y'all right now, it's not going to stay there. Okay. Once I finish uploading all the course modules in there, that course is going to be higher than that. I haven't decided what it's going to be, but it's at $47 a month because I'm still building it. So there's 2 live courses in there right now. Plus you get the morning motivational call. Okay. Once all the courses are in there, we'll have more content in the Facebook group. It's really to teach you guys how to build life and, how to build a successful life with your business. So it's building an empire. You guys have heard people say that people plan their day. No, I'm planning my empire. Okay. And so we talk about a lot of things. This is the website to register for that. empirebuilders.thinkific.com. One thing that we do is I teach on a lot of different things. So if you guys don't know, I have several businesses that I run. We talk about business. We talk about business credit, business finance. We talk about life in general, motivational things. We talk about our recent discussion was on and we're still not done with this, was on whole life insurance policies with dividend payouts. So if you've ever heard the book Becoming Your Own Banker, I'll put those links in on the pages so you guys can get that. We talk about different things with financial literacy. And so a lot of people don't even know. They think life insurance and they think term, or they might think basic whole life, but life insurance is a tool to generate wealth. People have been doing it for years. It's just a lot of people don't know about it. You know about your 401k, and that's it. And so we talk about how you can actually generate wealth with life insurance and actually use that money as your own bank. And so we talk about that in that training too, but just different things all over the board. We talk about anything that comes up. This month we're focusing on nonprofit formation. So a lot of people in the Empire Builders want to get really rocking and rolling with their nonprofits. And so I'm working on finishing that course for the dashboard, but I'm also going to be talking about it on our morning calls too. So it's a lot. We're just talking about everything that goes into business in general. If you want to get into that, that's empirebuilders.thinkific.com. If you're on Instagram, the link is in the bio. If you're on YouTube, the link is on the screen. Okay. And so I hope that I motivated you guys today. I hope that you guys really, decide something different for yourselves today. I hope that you choose the American dream and get out of the American nightmare, for real. The one-on-one, you see what I'm about the coaching, the one-on-one coaching is $179 a month. It was on sale. The sale is over. It's $179 a month. Okay, $179 a month. You get a phone number to call and text whenever you have questions. You get unlimited video sessions up to 30 minutes. Schedule as many as you want within that month with a coach. You get a list of 100 signing and title companies that you can use to build your business. And then you get weekly check-ins with either myself or one of the other coaches would just call you, check in, see if you have any questions. How can we help you be successful? Okay, so that's $179 a month. That's a steal. Okay, and so that is available on the website too, notarytonotary.com. If you want to get signed up for any of those, go to notarytonotary.com. If you want to do Empire Builders, the fastest way to get there is to go to Instagram and then go to Empire. Go to my bio. You'll see it. This is the link again. I want to see if I can put it in the chat for you really quick. Hold on. Empire. Wait, hold on. I'm going to put it in the chat for you. Empire Builders. And I have another student success story for you guys too. I just need to record it. We have to go. I'm going to do it on YouTube and go live with her. So you guys can hear her story. And I find that really helps you guys when you guys see, and it's true. When you see other people doing it, it helps you. When you see other people living that life, it's like, oh man, she can do it. I can do it. If he can do it, I can do it. Especially when they're local to you. If she can do it, I can do it. Right. And so like for me, and I'm going to tell you, it's about who you expose yourself to. Prior to being exposed to this person that has the $55,000, actually $150,000 coaching program, I never really understood or even began to fathom making $1 million in a day. I never even thought that was a thing. But now I know it is, and people are doing it. And like the goal when you get into the program is them showing you how to make $100,000 a day. Okay, just doing that is like, man, that's a lot of money. Can you imagine? And so for me to pay $50,000 to learn how to make $100,000, I'm making it back like super fast. What you mean? Like, listen, stop playing. I learned early on. First, I look at your fruit. Okay, and people who own the company have money and they making money, they have business, and you can see that it's successful. And the students that are in the program are making money and they're successful. Honey, sign me up. Stop playing with me. Stop playing. Let's get it. Say less. Say less. Why are we talking about this? It's nothing left to talk about. Okay, once I see the fruit, let's get it. I'm ready. And that I had to get to that point where I was willing to invest in myself, because I found out when I invest in myself, I generate money. Okay, I have no problem spending money investing in myself, because then I become wealth. I become wealth. And once you know how to make $100,000 a day, guess what? You won't forget it. That's what I'm saying. Once you know how to make $100,000 a day, you won't forget it because you know how, right? I know how to make $1,000 a day. When I showed you guys how to do it with notary signing, now I know how to make a lot more than that at this point. But when I started this, I knew how to make $1,000 a day. I know how. If worst comes to worst, guess what? I know how to still make $1,000 a day because I know. And once you know how, you can always do it. And so that's why I'm willing to invest in something that's going to teach me how to make $100,000 a day. Because once I know how, guess what? I'm good. And in this country, I don't even need $1 million a day. I don't. Now, would I go for that? Maybe. I don't know yet. But you show me how to make $100,000 a day. I'm good. I'm sitting real pretty. Like and honestly, people say that people don't get satisfied. I may be at that point for like a year, and then be like, you know what? Show me how to do the million. But at right now, I just want you to show me how to make $100,000 a day. That's it. Show me how to do that. Show me how to do that, and we good. Man, you'll never see me. You'll never smell it. They were like, where Vanessa? In Bora Bora. Where Vanessa? In Egypt. Where Vanessa? In Antarctica. Like, you will never see me. Okay? I'm going to be, okay? But my point is, I can show you how to make $1,000 a day. I can show you how to make more than that, but $1,000 a day with my training program. And if you are not making $1,000 a day, then pay for the training program so I can show you how to do that. It's really simple. It's not as hard as we make it out to be. You said, give me the billion. Okay, let's get it. What are you doing to make that kind of money? Honey, that's what Empire Builders is for. That's what Empire Builders is for. Putting everything in perspective. I learned so much at Empire Builders. The link is in the bio. Okay, how much is the coaching program? $179. I would love to know about the coach. I saw that one. Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm trying to make sure I keep up with your comments. Okay, so guys, I hope you guys have an awesome and amazing Monday. I love every day. It doesn't have to be a Monday. I'm always happy because I'm living my best life. And that's one thing that I would not trade for the world. I love that I can get up and do whatever I want to do. If I decided today I want to go to Florida, guess what? I'm going to Florida. I keep saying that because I want to go to Florida. But and the key is it's still discipline. So that's one thing I always have to throw in there. It's not always just sunshine and roses. You still have to work. You have to produce, but you produce on your terms. That's the difference. You produce on your terms. And guess what? If you don't produce, you don't eat. So there's that. You can go to a job and, play around all day and people might not notice, you still get a check. You don't work in your business, honey, you ain't gonna get paid. So you still need to work. Let's not get that mixed up. You still need to work. I'm a little confused. Please say the difference in the programs. The Facebook group. Okay, so Notary to Notary is one business. It's one training program. Empire Builders is another one. Notary to Notary teaches people how to build successful notary businesses. Okay, that's at notarytonotary.com. Empire Builders is my life and business coaching. That's completely separate. And so I merged the two today. So people that are in Empire Builders are on the calls too. So you guys can see that you guys are just together. So I want to do this one time so everybody can have it at one time. I don't know if I can do it twice. And so if you want to do Empire Builders, if you are on my Instagram, go to my link in my bio or use the link in the chat for Empire Builders. And there's a Facebook group for Empire Builders too, but the link for that is in the training program. Okay. The Notary to Notary also has a Facebook group. It's just Notary to Notary. So it's two different groups and two different platforms. Okay. All right, y'all. I hope you guys have an awesome and amazing Monday. Make today great. Make every day great. Today is your chance, okay, to live your best life. I'm excited. I would love for y'all just to share with me what y'all decided to do today. If you made like a crazy move, like a super awesome move, if you quit your job and you're doing something crazy, let me know. I would love to cheer you on. I love to help you if I can. Like, just really, 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 just live your best life and stop buying into the American nightmare. A lot of you guys are in the nightmare. Stop doing it. Get out of it. Get into the dream. Invest in yourself. Read some books. I'm quitting today. Let me know. Can you record it so I can watch? I'm not even playing. It's motivational to me. Somebody said I quit already. Listen, are there shadowing opportunities once my background check is completed and I do more training on the research to somebody? So you can find somebody in the Facebook group. People were doing that in the Facebook group. If you're a part of the notary training program, you can connect with people that way. I'm finishing the Loan Doc Masterclass tomorrow. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. All right, y'all. You guys are awesome on purpose. I love each and every one of you. I hope you guys have an awesome, amazing day. I'm getting ready to start my day, and I'm going to see you guys the way go. And, oops, I didn't exit out of there. And I will save this live so you can watch it again later in case you need another boost to your motivation before you quit. Just walk in there, play me back on replay, and then say, "Why are you quitting?" Because you sold me a nightmare. That's how okay. All right, y'all. Be awesome on purpose, and I will see you guys later today. And yeah, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Oh, I want to download this and I want to share it. Instagram always gives me a little bit of trouble, but I think we're gonna get it together. Oops. Okay. Oopsie. Okay, got it. All right. See you guys later.